Welcome. Good morning. We are here for our second suit or nurturing flow class. Thank you so much for being here. So we take this 60 minutes to find a bit of grounding. We start off with a little bit of meditation or a practice or a breath work. And then we get into a little bit of a slow, soothing flow. And then at the end, we cool things down and end with one restorative pose. So, for any of you that have been joined, that's what we are here to expect this morning. I'm Christine. For those of you that haven't met me, thank you so much for being here. And we are going to start seated so you guys are all in the right place. Finding any comfortable seat that works for you. You can sit on something if that would feel better for you. And you're going to slowly start to lengthen through the spine. And now you all have a little flameless candle here. So I want you just to bring it in front of you. We're just going to use it to gaze upon a little bit here. Oh, I don't want that. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. And so from here, starting to slowly send your gaze towards your candle and still keeping the spine nice and long. If you need to take it out a little bit, finding a nice place where you don't have to crane your head down. Starting to soften the gaze a little bit. And just starting to slowly, as you focus on the candle, letting everything around it just drop away. Starting to feel your gaze get a little bit blurry. The sounds in the room softening a little bit here. Feeling your breath slow down just a little bit. Just using this candle gazing technique to just start to let everything go, everything that happened before you arrived. Any to-do list for your day. Seeing if you can slow the blinking down a little bit. Feeling the edges around everything getting a little bit blurry. And taking one more breath here. On your next exhale, slowly starting to close the eyes. Taking a big breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Taking one more big inhale in and exhale out. Just starting to settle into a little bit of quiet here. Continuing to let everything be soft. Sounds are soft. Feeling all the tension in your body start to slowly melt away as you soften through the face and the shoulders, the hips. And last week's practice was a earth focused practice. Today we are going to focus on the water element. We're going to move into the hips a lot, finding a lot of flowy movements, honoring the elements of water. And in that, with that theme, we're going to work with positivity and acceptance and change When we think about positivity, our brains are hardwired to look for what could go wrong in almost all situations. This is a byproduct of our evolution as a species. And in prehistoric times, this meant life or death for us. But these days, we don't have the same challenges, but our brains are still hardwired the same way. And the way for us to overcome this is to develop a positivity bias. And we can do this by starting to notice what is going on in this moment. Bring yourself into the present. How is your body feeling? Is there any pain, any danger, anything to be concerned about in this moment? And if the answer is no, take a moment to reflect on the fact that everything right now in this moment is okay. Setting an intention to focus on the goods when your brain starts to come up with things to worry or stress about. So, setting an intention here to think in a positive manner for your practice here, positively about yourself, about the people around you, your loved ones, about things you might have to do today. And then as you slowly start to let those thoughts drift away, coming into a little bit of silence, a little bit of stillness, finding what might be your meditation for the next few moments. And taking 3 more breaths here. Last breath in and exhale out. Beautiful. From here, gently blinking the eyes open, taking your time to bring yourself back into this moment. Really nice. From here, we're going to take our soles of the feet together. Maybe you set aside your candle or any props, coming into your butterfly legs. You can remove anything underneath your seat here just to give yourself a little bit of space. And we're going to find a cat cow from here. So we're going to take the palms onto the knees if they're not there already. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And on your next inhale, I'm going to send the chest forward, elbows back, maybe a little lift to the chin as you open up through those collarbones. Exhale, rounding through the spine, tucking chin to chest, and tucking that tailbone under, opening up through the upper back, and then using your breath to guide the movement. Maybe you close your eyes from here, letting your inhale guide you forwards and exhale back. Using the breath to carry on a few more times. Just feeling into any tension in the body, any spaces that you need to move into. And taking one more. Before making your way back to neutral, nice long spine. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Just finding here the hips. As mentioned, we will be moving into the hips quite a bit today. So just sinking in, finding a bit of space here. Softening through the shoulders. Connecting to your breath. In each pose, throughout this practice, I really want you to connect to your inhales and exhales. We take things nice and slow so you can really focus on moving to that breath. Taking one more breath in here and exhale out. Slowly rolling the spine up, keeping the legs as they are. We're going to sit up nice and tall here. The right hand comes down to the ground and then left arm comes overhead. Spiraling the chest open, keeping the left sit bone down. And you can either keep the gaze neutral or take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Really feeling into that left side body, that openness through the rib cage. Taking one more breath in. And exhale out. Slowly making your way up through center and over to the other side. Left hand comes down, right arm comes overhead. Again, making sure you're not collapsing through the spine. We're lifting the chest open and up towards the ceiling. And we're going to take one more breath here, and then we're going to flow side to side using the breath. So on your next inhale, coming all the way up and over to the other side, left arm comes overhead. And then coming all the way up. Inhale, exhale over. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Really nice. From here, coming back up to neutral. And then we're going to come over into our tabletop here. So coming all the way over, bringing those wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And I really want you to just find some fluid movement here, moving intuitively with the body, finding any space that needs some attention. Finding some breath here and just moving into the hips, the shoulders, anything at all that feels good in your body. Beautiful. And then from here, gonna walk those knees out nice and wide, finding a wide leg child's pose, sinking those hips back towards the heels, walking the hands towards the front of the room, and then sinking your forehead, your whole body down into your mat. Taking a big breath in through the nose. And exhale, sinking even deeper into your mat. Taking one more breath in. And exhale out. From here, slowly making your way back up into your tabletop. And we're going to prep here for our first down dog. So bringing those knees back underneath the hips. And then we're going to start to tuck those toes under. If you need to walk those palms out a little bit further, go right ahead. We're going to root down all four corners of the palms. Maybe you just drop them down. And then you're going to press those fingertips into your mat, really feeling the grounding through your hands here first. Then slowly, as you press through the palms, you're going to send those hips up nice and high, finding the length through the spine first, maybe a deep bend through the knees, and then slowly, maybe one at a time, walking those heels out, really feeling into those hamstrings, starting to create some space. Maybe swaying through the hips. Anything here that feels good, any motions. Really nice. And then on your next inhale, we're going to send those heels and hips up really high. And then exhale, sending those heels down towards your mat. And feeling that strength here, belly button to the spine, tucking the rib cage in ever so slightly. You're going to imagine here that your shoulders are moving away from your ears as you press the palms together on your mat, finding engagement here through the arms, finding that strength through the upper body. Feeling that length down the backs of your legs as the heels melt down towards the ground. Beautiful. Taking one more breath here. And exhale out. From here, on your next inhale, we're going to take the right foot up to a three-legged dog. So keeping that right hip down, keeping evenness here through the shoulders. And then on your next exhale, we're going to take the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So we're going to find our lizard here, dropping the left knee down. So finding here a deep stretch here through the hips. If you need to take the right foot out 45 degrees, finding a bit more space in the hips, please feel free. And then inviting in a bit of motion here, maybe side to side, back and forth, really moving into the hips here. Beautiful. And finding stillness here for a couple of breaths. You can keep the palms onto the mat. You can take your bolster here if you'd like to rest your forearms down onto it or onto your mat. We're just going to sink into these hips for just another couple of breaths. Beautiful. 3 breaths here. Really feeling into that space. Last breath in. And exhale out, slowly walking the hands up, sliding your bolster to the front of your mat here. We're going to drop the left hand down if it's not there already, and then we're going to sweep that right hand up towards the ceiling, finding that nice open chest. Really nice. And then to find a bit of a flow here, we're going to circle that arm around. So we're going to send that right hand towards the back of the room and then circling it down and back up again 2 more times. Nice flowy movements. Sinking into those hips, feeling that right shoulder, taking one more. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk that right foot into the center of our mat, taking the right hand to the outside of your right foot. On your next inhale, we're going to take the belly button to the spine, engaging, squeezing through the legs, taking the arms all the way up to your low lunge, shoulders back and down. If you need to come up ever so slightly here, taking the belly button in, then sinking a bit deeper, go right ahead. Hips facing towards the front of the room, shoulders back and down. Finding your breath here. Taking one more breath in. And exhale out, taking the hands down either side of that right foot. Gonna lift up that left knee, planting through the hand, stepping back into a down dog. So slowly walking yourself back, walking out those heels, swaying through the hips. And then settling into 3 breaths of stillness in your down dog when you're ready. Big inhale in, big exhale out. Taking one more breath in and exhale out. From here, left foot comes up, finding your 3-legged dog. Exhale, left foot comes to the outside of your left hand. Dropping that right knee down. And then again, you have the option to take those toes out 45 degrees if it feels good for you. Again, finding some motion here, maybe some sway side to side, feeling into those hips. And as we get into the hips, really noticing if anything comes up for you, any emotions, any thoughts. Just acknowledging whatever is coming up, being aware. Really nice. When you're ready, we're going to settle into stillness for a few breaths. So if you want to, again, invite in your bolster here to come down onto. Please feel free. 3 breaths here, really sinking into those hips. And taking one more breath in and exhale out. Beautiful. Walking your hands up. And then here we're going to just take that bolster back to the front. We're going to plant that right palm down. And we're going to take the left hand up towards the ceiling. So finding that twist here one more time. Opening, spiraling through the chest. And then from here, we're going to find that circle here. So starting to take the hand towards the back of the room, sweeping it down next to your left foot, and then back up. Taking 3 of these. Feeling through the shoulders, sinking into the hips, taking one last one. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk that left foot in, finding it through the center of your mat, dropping the left hand down. From here, again, we're going to take the belly button to the spine, squeezing the legs together as we slowly come all the way up into our low lunge. Shoulders back and down, making sure here you feel nice and supported in your low back. Your hips are facing towards the front of the room here. Taking a few breaths here. Just noticing what you feel in your body, connecting to your breath. Really beautiful. Taking one more breath in and exhale out. Hands come back down either side of the left foot, tucking the toes and then lifting up that right knee, stepping back into your down dog. Again, any emotions here, anything that feels good. And then 3 breaths in stillness. Last breath in And exhale out. From here, we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, bending the knees, and then gazing at the hands. Inhale to find a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, grabbing hold of your ankles, your big toes with the peace fingers, your calves, whatever's available here. Inhale to find a little bit more length in the spine. And then exhale, see if you can fold even deeper. 3 breaths here. Can keep as deep a bend in the knees as you need to here. Last breath in. And exhale out. From here, we're going to keep a flat spine and we're going to come all the way up, sweeping the arms up, core engaged, taking the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk the feet out a little bit wider than hip distance, taking the toes out 45 degrees one more time. From here, inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up. We're going to grab hold of the left wrist and then keeping that belly button in, slowly finding that side stretch, coming over to the right side. If it doesn't feel good, you're more than welcome to take that right hand down to your thigh. One more breath in. And exhale, coming back through center. We're going to find opposite wrist and finding the other side. Really nice. From here, coming back through center, we're going to bring the palms together one more time, and we're going to sink down into our malasana, so our yogi squat. So adjusting the feet as you come down if you need to. If your bolster underneath your seat feels good, go right ahead. If it's available, we're going to press those elbows into the thighs. We're going to lift up through the crown of the head, opening through the chest. Taking 3 breaths here. Really nice. Taking one more breath in and exhale out. Next inhale, we're going to take the arms up and then we're going to exhale, fold. So we're going to sweep ourselves inside the thighs, dropping the hands down towards the ground, taking one breath in. And then as we exhale, slowly starting to send those sit bones up, so finding a forward fold. You're going to take the toes towards the front of the room and then ragdoll forward fold. So bending through the knees, maybe swaying side to side. Beautiful. From here, releasing through the elbows, bending the knees and rolling up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Rolling those shoulders back and down when you arrive. Beautiful. Bringing yourself so that you are standing at the top of your mat. Your feet are either hip distance or big toes touching, whatever feels good for you. We're going to find a little sun A with a lunge. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale as you come down, taking the hands down, left foot steps back. We're going to sink the left knee down. Inhale, coming up to a low lunge. Exhale, hands down. You're going to lift that left knee up, stepping into your plank. You can lower down to your knees here if you need, coming all the way down and then coming up, baby cobra. Elbows in, opening up through the collarbones. And then exhale, you can come back into your child's pose or your down dog. Whatever feels good for you here today. Three breaths here. Last breath in. And exhale out. From here, left foot steps in between the hands, dropping the right knee down. Inhale to bring those arms up. Low lunge. Exhale, hands down. From here, we're going to step the right foot. So you lift the knee up, step the right foot up to the left. Inhale to find that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to come all the way up, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Beautiful. This time, we're going to step that right foot back, lowering the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. From here, going to lift the right knee up, stepping back to plank, lowering down the knees here if you need, coming all the way down. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale back to down dog. Three breaths here. Last breath in and exhale out. From here, right foot comes in between the palms, lowering that left knee down. Inhale to come all the way up, shoulders back and down. And then exhale, hands down. We're going to power up through that back foot as we lift the left knee up, stepping to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Really nice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You can jump, step, hop the feet back to your plank here, lowering the knees down if you need to, coming all the way down. Inhale to your back bend. And then exhale back, down dog. 3 breaths here before we move on. Really nice. If at any point you need to come into child's pose or take a breather or water, please feel free. Last breath in. And exhale out. From here, right foot comes up, and we're going to take it all the way up, opening through the right hip, and then maybe you can take a bend through that right knee. Taking one breath in here. Exhale out. Right foot comes all the way in between the palms. Going to come up high lunge here. Inhale all the way up. Shoulders back and down. Belly button into the spine. Nice and strong. Finding that breath. Reconnecting. Taking one more breath in here. And exhale out. We're going to find our warrior two. So pivoting on the back, on the back foot, opening through the arms, sending the gaze towards your front fingertips. Imagine those fingertips are pulling in the opposite direction. That right knee is moving out to the right. Maybe you sink in a little bit deeper. Your next inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg, palms up towards the ceiling, all the way up. Exhale down, sinking a little bit deeper. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. This time, inhale, we're going to straighten the front leg, hinging forward at the waist. Exhale to come into your triangle pose. Spiraling that chest up towards the ceiling, reaching the left fingertips up, feeling that length through the spine. Beautiful. Connecting to your breath. One more inhale here. And exhale out. We're going to come up back into our warrior two. So coming up, bending through that front knee, spiraling those hands down. Now from here, your choice. You can step back into a down dog, a child's pose, or a plank, finding your vinyasa, whatever you need here. Take what you need out of your practice. Ending up wherever you need to be for a few breaths. And taking one more breath here. Slowly making your way back into your down dog when you're ready. And exhale out. From here, left foot comes up this time all the way up, opening through the hips, and then maybe you can take a bend through that left knee. Taking one breath in and exhale out. From here, left foot comes in between the palms, coming all the way up to your high lunge. So again, making sure the belly button's at the spine, nice and strong through the core. You're going to face the hips towards the front of the room, dropping the shoulders back and down. And really connecting to your breath here, feeling the strength in your body, reaching the fingertips up as you feel the grounding through your feet. Taking one more breath in. And exhale, warrior two, pivoting on the back foot, opening through the arms, taking the gaze towards the front fingers. Really nice. Finding here that left knee is moving over to the left. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, palms facing up, straightening through the front leg. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. From here, inhale, straightening through that front leg, hinging forward at the waist. And exhale, come down into your triangle pose. Really beautiful. Finding that chest spiraling up, fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. And taking one more breath in. And exhale, coming up into your warrior two. Spiraling the hands down. Your choice here, guys. You know, 3 options coming into your child's pose, your down dog, or your plank. Lowering down vinyasa. Inhale to your back bend and exhale back. Either down dog or child's pose. Really nice. Taking a few breaths of whatever you need here. Beautiful. Taking one more breath here, slowly making your way back up into your down dog. And then from here, we're going to find our pigeon pose. So we're going to slowly start to bring that right knee in towards your nose. And then it's going to come and sit behind your right wrist. And then you're going to walk those right toes over towards the left side of your mat as much as feels okay for you. Once it feels okay, there's no pinching in that right knee. You're going to slide that left foot back, untucking the toes, making sure you've got a nice long line on that back leg. Inhale to find some lift here through the chest, through the spine. Feeling those hips. We're not sinking down into that right glute. We're feeling evenness through the hips here. So they're still facing towards the front of your mat. Taking a big breath in here. And then exhale, slowly starting to fold down. You've got your bolsters here. So if you prefer to rest your head or your forearms down on that, please feel free. You can also use it down the front side of your body, like so. Listening to your body, seeing where you need to be. We're just slowly starting to cool things down for the last bit of practice. Getting our heart rate and our nervous system ready for a little bit of a restorative pose at the end here. And taking 3 more breaths here. Last breath in. And exhale out. Slowly, slowly starting to lift yourself up, pressing your palms into your mat. Gonna tuck the left toes under, lifting up that left knee, pressing through the palms as you send yourself back into your down dog. Walking out those heels, taking any motions, sways, rocks that feel good for you here. Beautiful. Then from here, we're going to find the other side. So we're going to slowly start to bring that left knee in, taking it behind your left wrist, walking those left toes to the right side of your mat. Once you feel no pinching in that left knee, you feel okay here. Walking that right foot back and untucking the toes, making sure you've got a nice long line with your back leg, making sure your hips are still squared towards the front of your mat. Inhale to find a bit of length through the spine. And then exhale, slowly starting to walk yourself down, inviting in any props here that you'd like, any at all. Settling in, slowing everything down. Thinking about all the amazing things your body is capable of. All the things that you have accomplished here in this 60 minutes. Connecting to your breath, connecting to your body, maybe finding a little bit of stillness and quiet. All of these things that benefit us in our very busy day-to-day lives. 3 more breaths here. Last breath in. And exhale out. Really nice. From here, slowly starting to walk yourself up, pressing through the palms, tucking the right toes under, lifting up that right knee, and then stepping yourself back into a down dog. Taking anything you need here, any rocks, any sways. Beautiful. Taking one more breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly making your way into a seat. Maybe you bend the knees, gaze at the hands. You can jump, step, hop, walk any way at all to a seated position. So whatever here. We're going to swing those legs out in front and we're going to take our bolsters behind us. So we're going to find a bit of our restorative pose here. So getting nice and comfy. We're going to come into, it's going to be supported fish with butterfly legs. If butterfly legs doesn't work for you, you can just take them long. If you have two blocks, you're more than welcome to take them underneath the thighs here. But as you set the bolster all the way up to your tailbone, you're going to start to slowly lower yourself all the way back and down, taking your arms down either side and just settling in here, feeling that nice open chest, feeling those open hips. And just taking this time to really slow everything down, letting your body soak in your practice. And the goal here is to leave this practice calmer than when you arrived. Sometimes when we do asana practice, which is our movement, our poses, and the heart rate gets up and get a little bit sweaty, can make our brains get a little bit busier, can make us think a little bit more, activates our adrenaline. So I really want you to take this time to let everything slow down. Finding a natural breath, but seeing if you can just slow it down ever so slightly without much effort on each inhale and exhale. And while you're here, going along with our intention of positivity, accepting change, honoring the water element, I want you to think about one positive thing for your day. So it could be something you're doing, someone you get to see. Just thinking about one positive thing in or for your day. And maybe thinking about that one positive thing brings about many others. And that's the point, thinking about all the good things that you have in your life, all the small things, the big things, the people, the events. Just taking a big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Sinking in even deeper here. more breaths here. Slow, deep breaths. Last breath in. And exhale out. Slowly, slowly. Starting to maybe bring the knees up towards the ceiling. You can use your hands underneath your thighs if that feels good. Setting aside your props, finding maybe a little sway on the hips. And then you're going to slowly either roll onto one side or bring yourself up so you can slide your bolster out from underneath your spine, rolling down onto your back. And I really invite you to find maybe one last little pose or movement, maybe a happy baby or a rock on the spine, anything to release any tension from finding that supported fish pose with the spine for quite a few minutes here. So, whatever you need, just making your body as comfortable as possible. And then, whenever you're ready, doesn't have to be just yet, but whenever you're ready, finding your final resting pose, your Shavasana. And you can take this in any way that you'd like, lying on your back, your front, your side. If you'd like to invite in your bolster to place underneath your knees or somewhere else that feels good for you, please feel free. Taking this time for yourself just to rest. And now I'll be coming around with the Sage Stress Released Essential Oil Mist with lavender. I think it's also got chamomile and orange and geranium. If you do not want me to spray this above you, just give your hand a little wave and I'll skip past you. And slowly starting to bring some awareness back into your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers or your toes, finding a gentle sway of your head side to side. And then inviting in some larger movements when you're ready. Maybe circling through your wrists or your ankles. Maybe you take your arms overhead, stretching through the feet, taking a big inhale in, big exhale out. If it feels good, you can bring your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a nice little squeeze and rock on the spine, side to side. And then slowly rolling over onto your side, taking a breath or two here just to arrive back in the room. And then gently pressing yourself up into a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall, taking your hands wherever feels most comfortable to you. And then we're going to take a breath together here. So, taking a big breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. And now I will just read to you, as always, something I resonated with. I think it has the idea of a positivity in the theme. It's by Ali Michelle. Keep the honest moments close to your heart, the ones that are the most human. When you laugh until your ribs ache, when you feel stars exploding inside of you, when life breaks you open and those tears of transformation pour like a river from your soul. Life is really quite simple. We get to experience this planet for a brief while. We get to learn how to love ourselves and one another for the strange, messy, and magical creatures we are. What a gift it is to have a human life. If you look a little closer, there is always something to be grateful for. True gratitude isn't ignoring the darkness, it's participating with your whole heart in whatever moment life brings. It's leaning into the unfolding process and having the courage to not need all of the answers. And taking a moment to really send gratitude to yourself. Thanking yourself for being here, for taking this time to connect with yourself, connecting your breath and your movements, and finding a little bit of peace, stillness, and presence. I would just like to send gratitude to every single one of you for taking the time to share your space and your practice with me this morning. It truly means a lot. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Namaste.